Okay. Hello, friends. I've gotten some requests, and I am curious too. Oops, where is this going to go? Okay. About the break-in with Elijah Cummings. Home. So, let's look at this chart. This was the third quarter moon in Leo Taurus on July 24th. We found out from the article in the CBS News, I found out that Representative Cummings reported that the break-in occurred on the 27th at 3:40 a.m. So that takes us here, because the moon was 0 degrees Gemini, 39 minutes, and there was a break-in. That week, last week, Donald drew the Page of Cups for the third house, which the traditional ruler is Gemini. The moon was in Gemini when this occurred. It also, I think I had commented at the third quarter moon that the part of fortune was 20 degrees Taurus, and that this was in square to the ascendant and the descendant. So Donald would not have fortune that week, and usually he's able to leverage that. So I want to pull out the Page of Cups. Just a second. Okay, so I pulled the Page of Cups for the third house, because that's when the break-in occurred from that chart. Where is it? Yeah, the third house. And I pulled the Four of Cups because that's what Donald picked on the ascendant for that third quarter moon. So now I want to ask the tarot, because this also happened in Washington, D.C. How are these related to the break-in at Representative Cummings' house? How are they related? Okay, cut the deck. I'm going to push this out here. The Empress is inverted. You know, the Empress is my card for Russia. Oh, just a minute. Okay, so the Empress reversed. Oh my gosh. The Empress reversed can reveal difficulties with a difficult older woman. I'm going to say Mother Russia. Oh, so, oh no, this was on the bottom of the deck. Okay, Mother Russia. You know, I'm just going to, that's what I want to, okay, signifier between these two and the break-in at Representative Elijah Cummings' house. We have the Five Wands inverted. Does this have anything to do with Mercury being retrograde at all? It could be galling if you've worked in good faith, while others may have not followed the same code or rules or shared your values. There's little you can do about it. It was covered in the Ace of Cups, or no, that is the Eight of Wands. So this break-in related to Mother Russia is resentment related to, what's covering is to bind up, cover up, manipulate, torture. The Eight of Wands too, if I am correct. Eight of Wands, what is that? Astrological. No, I'm thinking about something else. This is mutable. This is Sagittarius, which is Trump's moon, is in Sagittarius, by the way. Okay, I had to pause here because I'm getting so thrown off by these reversals. Wanted to read this aloud on this reversal for the Eight of Wands. The reversed meaning is discernment.
break-in thieves. You may hesitate before accepting offers because it is unclear if some are genuine or false. It is better to turn down a proposal than invest time in a project that may not stand up to scrutiny. Frustration may also be an issue, as you cannot seem to communicate with those who have the power to accelerate events and create genuine opportunities for you. So you're screwed.
The challenge with this break-in was the Knight of Wands. Maybe a Knight of Wands didn't want to do it. Knight of Wands. At the base of this is the King of Wands, angry Putin. These are all reversed. What's crowning this is the Ace of Wands, an op gone wrong in the past. The Lovers. What's to come? Angry Putin. How do we see this break-in? My God, these are all reversed. The Moon, howling at the moon. Angry, deception, lies, furor. The environment of this break-in with this chart is the Sun. I don't see anything illuminated except for Donald is trying to illuminate himself. The hope with this break-in was to Three of Wands. The hope was to maybe suspend all of the communications and investigatings that were going on overseas. The fear was King of Swords. The fear is Muller. Ideal is Temperance, but that was a total fail because they did not integrate this plan too well. What's to come? The King of Pentacles is going to tweet in a couple of hours. What's under? Okay. These can't all be reversals. This was like this. I know. See, look. Okay. Yes, there are cards right side up. Right side up. Look at all these upside down. Right side up, up. Okay. These guys are such horrible planners. No wonder they can't get crap done because they just suck at it. Thank God. Okay, just a second. I have to take some notes here before I move on to the next part. So, this was the plan. This is the plan behind the attack. It is no surprise to me that this involves Russia. I'm wondering, you know, I bet Russia called one of his henchmen because the third, this is the Page of Cups. Well, Page of Cups comes from a King of Cups, right? What was up in this 9th house? Okay, so this chart here, 3:40 a.m. in Washington, D.C. This is the chart for the break-in. It's not exact because I don't know where Elijah Cummings lives, but I put it at the Capitol building. And so, if you'll notice, the moon is in 0 degrees Gemini. Gemini is known as the teenager, the rebellious teen, getting in trouble. It is in the 12th house. Gemini is intercepted. It is in the 12th house of secrets and hidden enemies. Donald had Pluto in hidden enemies. So the moon represents the break-in. With Gemini, usually there's two, you know, like the twins. Well, the moon is disposited by Mercury, and it's right next to Venus. Two of them. I wonder if that's a woman. The moon rules the ascendant, and it rules the second house, where they are. Elijah Cummings rules the ascendant because that's him. The moon is the robbers or the intruders. This is him. So he kind of has dominion over this. And plus it's in mutual reception because it's the moon disposited by Mercury. Mercury here is disposited by Cancer. See that mutual reception? So Elijah Cummings has some control over the situation. Moreover, the part of fortune is 6 degrees Virgo, which kind of states an outcome of an event. You can see it isn't aspected to anything. It is coming into a square with the moon, so it's not going to go very well. The moon is beaming a trine over to Pluto. Donald, hidden enemies. Pluto is now in the 7th house opposing Elijah Cummings. So, let's use the Steampunk Tarot. I am not going to shuffle these reverse because my brain just went sideways with the ghosts being inverted. So Tarot, tell us about this moon and the break-in in Gemini and what happened at Elijah Cummings' house. What happened here? On the base, we have the 9 of Wands. The signifier for this moon Nine of Swords. We have 2 9s. Gemini, 2 people. Wands and swords. Bound up and nervous. I wonder if whoever did this was like kind of forced to do it. But I'm feeling like there's a command like you better do this or. What's covering this? Judgment. You will be judged if you don't do this because the challenge is what? The spy. Okay. And because of investigations. At the base of this, the Wheel of Fortune. Not so fortunate timing. I just said. Not so fortunate. And not so fortunate down here. Well, I'm going to make a big mess. Yeah. God, you guys suck. You know, I could have planned this a lot better, you guys, with electional astrology. Right now, what I'm doing is kind of forensic astrology. I just dabble, just read. I do not know this stuff. I'm just using the tarot to cover that up, to cover up my weakness. Okay, so the base of this is unfortune. Crowning this is the Queen of Cups, the United States of America. Or a woman saying, do this. Because there is a woman involved. But we have the hint that this is Putin because of the Empress. In the past. Someone has 10 swords in them. Who could that be? Being investigated. Donald. What's to come of that? Comfort and security is gone. Donald's been hounding Ivanka this week, and she shows up as 9 Pentacles. How do we see these intruders as part of the mafia? 5 of Wands. It has a mafia influence. The environment is an agreement. We'll do it for you. Yes, sir. The hope is what? With Elijah Cummings break-in. An offering It's an offer to help out, to help, I guess, the GOP. I don't know. The Six of Cups. They hope that this offering will somehow help and assist with something from the past, something from the past, something from the past. Maybe it's the stuff that Elijah's investigating. They are fearing the Three of Wands, the FBI, investigations, everything they're going to find, getting caught. These are the merchants. They don't want to get caught. They're working undercover. Ideally, they want Five of Cups, despair. Despair for Elijah. And what's to come from this? The Hanged Man. A different perspective. They want him to have a different perspective, but I feel like the Gemini, the trickster, the dual meeting, I see Jared in this too, is going to help with solving it. Maybe this is what triggered Director Ray. Yep, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting, because when I checked in with Director Ray before the Leo new moon, he suddenly had this op with Jared written all over it. So I think that with this break-in with Representative Cummings, Jared now has gotten recruited for this op, and maybe that's why the kids were so cranky. And they were so angry right before this new moon. Like, they got caught doing something and they were pissed off that they have to, like, solve this problem and it has to be accountable. And so, Eight of Swords, yep. Okay, I'll be right back. So at the third quarter moon, the Hanged Man was on the ascendant for the United States of America. Look at that. For the third quarter moon, we had the Five of Wands as the signifier for the break-in for Elijah Cummings' residence. We had the Five of Wands at the time of the crime with how we see the intruders.